Peace, family. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, and this microphone is tripping. I hope you can hear me. If not, let me know. If you can, ride with it. Good morning to you. If I could say good morning to you, then you can say good morning to me. This is what it's all about, the transferring of energy, the transferring of blessings, because I want you to be the best that you can be. I want you to grow in a direction that is progressive. And because I want that for you, I pray that it is reciprocated. And in return, you want the same thing uh, for me as well. Peace. Good morning. Oh, I'm good. Okay. Um, yeah, today is special. Every day is special. I'll say it, but every day is special. Um, this past day we talked about um, how your let me get my thoughts right. This past day we talked about how the consequences of being in your comfort zone. Um there's always a consequence when being in a comfort zone with stagnation would put you in a place to where you no longer put the things that you know that should be in front of you constantly and consistently and allowing yourself to grow. We talked about that yesterday. So I think today's conversation is pretty much married with what we spoke about yesterday. And even in the piece, good morning, Miss Kelly, even in the process of getting today's words right in my head, I just began to see how both of them really align, because a lot of times we put ourselves in this mental space that we want to get there, then we get there, and then once we get there, we forgot how we got there, and we forgot what keep us there or what have kept us there to begin with. And that's what we're talking about today. Complacency killed the dream. Complacency killed the dream. So what I want you to do inside the chat, go ahead and put the dream, because it's yours. My dream is my dream. I am responsible for my dream. I am responsible for making my dreams happen. Your dreams are your dreams. You are responsible for making your dreams happen. No one else has the responsibility of acquiring your dream, or no one has the responsibility of growing your dream but you yourself. But far too often we put everybody in this mix of who's supposed to be our dream catchers or dream makers, or who's on my team or my tribe or what have you. But we then lose short of the dream because we wanted to include everybody in it. And because we wanted to include everybody in it, we forgot that the work starts with us. All right, I'll back up. Everybody that's here watching right now on Facebook, I appreciate you for watching. I appreciate you for sharing. That means you got to share it. I appreciate you for sharing. It's ahead of time. I say thank you ahead of time before you do it, because I think this is going to bless someone and help someone, because a lot of times just because we felt like we have accomplished something, that doesn't necessarily mean that the work is done. And because when we stop doing the work, we stop the blessings from flowing to us, or we stop the process of the dream. So for those that's watching on YouTube, listening on the podcast space, I thank you. So let's go ahead and jump into it with complacency killed the dream. I think we've all been in a space or a place to where we felt that feeling of complacency. I know it's not just me. So I'll just speak for me. I won't speak for you. If you speak for you, then you speak for you. I'll speak for me. I know what complacency have gotten me in certain situations, because complacency is a silent killer. But I know what complacency had gotten me to where I got too comfortable in doing things, and I no longer put in the same amount of work, because I felt like, especially if you're in the military, when when you know you should be cleaning your weapon, you know you should be taking care of your vehicle, and then the day that you're not cleaning your weapon or cleaning your vehicle or doing the maintenance on your vehicle, when you need it the most, your vehicle shut down. Or when you need it the most, your weapon at that moment, then you get that weapon jam. But knowing that on that particular day, you were supposed to be cleaning your weapon anyway, taking the barrel apart. Well, not the barrel. Well, yeah, you can take it off on a 50 cal, but taking your bolt apart, cleaning all the small pieces that may be small to the eye or to the weapon itself, but that piece has an important role. But because the cleaning of it was not done during the time it was supposed to be cleaned, now you have a weapon jam, and it could be life or death. So that's where complacency kills the dream. Have you ever been complacent to where you felt like it was a dream killer? That's a question for you to answer, not for me, because again, I can speak for me and I can be transparent in my process of dreaming because I know what it felt like. So let's jump 2 feet into it. So for those that know those who are new to the platform, you will learn the words, you will learn the definition of the words, you will learn the origin of the words through the etymology of it, and you will hear the definition, and then I will invert the definition. Invert it by way of color. I'll tell you red over white or white over red. So the definition of complacency is the feeling of being satisfied with how things are and not wanting to try to make them better. The inversion on this is red over white, a feeling, and I'm going to stop right there because complacency has an emotional trait. Because when you are feeling complacent, it could possibly tear down every other feeling that you have after that. Right? I mean, speak truth to power, speak transparent about it. When you feel complacent or you felt complacent, it felt like it was just pouring into everything that you were doing. It felt like it was hard for you to keep the dream alive. It felt like everything that you've tried after that just became hard because you haven't got past that feeling. We're just stuck on the word feeling now. That emotional baggage that comes along with knowing that you have become complacent. So the feeling of being satisfied and not wanting to try to make them better. I'm going to read that again before we go to the etymology of it. The feeling of being satisfied and not wanting to try to make them better. Because you know you have it, because you know what you did in order for you to get there. But because you got there, now you think that you don't have to do what it takes to keep you in that room. You don't have to do what it takes to keep you in that space. You don't have to do what it takes to keep you thriving and dreaming, to keep you going, to keep you loving, to keep you strong. It didn't stop there. You stopped you there because you got there for a reason. But are you doing what you're doing in order for you to keep yourself there in that moment, or have your feelings got the best of you? So going into the etymology of it, and I learned something. This probably be tomorrow's subject. So the etymology of complacency is Latin for complacere. It is to please and the sense of disposition to please. And the inversion on this is the disposition to please. That might be tomorrow's subject, because when I learned about it, it was just so powerful and so deep with the disposition to please. Because the disposition to please is an inheritance of mine, or an inheritance of you, of your character. Because if you are complacent as a leader, or you are complacent as an employer, or you are complacent with your team, don't you know that the other people can inherit that energy that you're passing off to them? That child can inherit the energy that you're passing off to them, because that's where the disposition comes in at. the disposition to please, because if you have a disposition to please, then you can then begin to tear down the process on where the complacency had set in. You begin to understand where it began, and why am I complacent? Why have I begun the process of complacency? Because I have a disposition to please. So now it's time to go ahead and take this deep dive into in the complacency kill the dream. Because the only way for you to continue to dream is for you to kill complacency. Sometimes it can be easier said than done, but we have to understand that complacency had an origin. But where did the origin begin? Where did the original feelings come from? Where did the process of complacency stem from? That's when you're going to have to backtrack and say, okay, the complacency started here at this point. So in order for you to dead that situation, then you have to understand where it came from. Now, going to this deep dive is complacency is a silent killer of success. How do you see that? That's a question to you. How do you see complacency as being a silent killer of success? And you enjoy some success, but then you back off because you felt you made it. Oh, I'm the first in my family to own a business. So now you stop trying. I'm the first in my family to go to school. So now you stop studying. I'm the first in my family to do this, or I'm great at this, but now you stop doing what it took you to be great because you've backed off, because you got a small little taste of success, because it sounds good to you at the moment, but now you close your ear off to everything that has something to do about success. And that's when you begin to no longer to grow. Because when you do something great and then you slow down, don't you know that it slows the process for everything else after that? I mean, it's human nature for you to want to fight, but why should you begin to fight with yourself? That's that self-sabotage that we spoke about this past day. Because when you no longer fight for the things that you know that you should be fighting for, like continuing to be successful, continuing to be great, continuing to learn, continuing to stay in the right standings, then you're going to have to understand, if you're going to ever kill complacency, or not to allow complacency to kill the dream, you're going to have to understand that you cannot abandon the vision. You can't abandon the vision, because if the vision was given to you, somebody put abandon the vision, because sometimes we put ourselves in that place because we stop looking. The vision has always been there. The vision was there when you started to get it right. The vision was there when you made your first $1,000. The vision was there when you made your first $10,000. The vision was there when you got your first check on your first job, and now you started showing up late. Now you started to take extended lunch periods because, oh, I'm working now, so I'm good. No, you're not good. You've become complacent because you've got hired when everybody else around you is struggling to try to find a job. Because you've got a job now, you started to become lazy because you abandoned the vision of, I want to have this job and I want to create these things, but because I've accomplished these things, now you got lazy because you abandoned the vision. Complacency comes when you feel content. But think about what it took for you to get there. Think about what it took for you to grow. You have to begin to sustain that thought process of what got you to that point. And when you get to that point, you're going to have to begin to understand, how did you get there? How did you get there? You got there because your vision is what you chose it to be. And when you stood firm on that vision, you begin to achieve those things. And when you lose your vision, you become complacent and you fall prey to the unexpected hurdles of the future, because you got so used to this happening that you lost your way. But I want you to understand, keep dreaming, dream big, and retain that drive that you had that got you to that point. And when you retain that drive that you had that got that to that point, you cannot fail to invest in yourself. Somebody put fail to invest, because when you begin to fail to invest into yourself, that is another silent killer to your dreams, because you had a dream of going to school, or you had a dream of learning social media, or you had a dream of starting a podcast, you had a dream of starting a book, and all of these things that got you in the beginning, and you started to study and all this other stuff, you stop investing in yourself. Complacency tells you that you are okay where you at, and you know you're not, but you feel that you're okay where you at, and you no longer keep striving, and you got a feeling that I'm good. You say, I'm good, I don't need anything, I don't need nobody, I'm all right, I'm straight. But really, you forgot what it took to get you there. This feeling of I'm good gets you to the point to where you no longer feel like you have to read books anymore, or you no longer feel like you have to attend those conferences that you went to before you got to that level of success, or reading those or listening to those audiobooks that got you to learn the skill set that you have, that you felt you made it, so you no longer studying. You're no longer doing the things that are required of you to stay in the proper standings of what success was for you when you started to build it and to grow into it. You're going to learn, because the very thing that you used to do to strengthen your leadership skills is the same thing that you should continue to do to keep that leadership trait, or to keep that leadership style. Because when you feel like it's time for you to sit back and ride the wave, that's the time the wave come and crash and knock everything down, because you felt that you made it. And we've all heard before, curiosity killed the cat and stuff like that. Man, complacency kills more cats than curiosity, because curiosity will put you in a place to where you're always studying. You want to learn more things. You're so curious about how this works. You're so curious about what makes this tick, that you're always studying, and you wanting to learn more about and maintain that process. But complacency will kill more cats than curiosity. Complacency got a far better body count than curiosity. It kills dreams. It's more extreme. Complacency is a serial killer. It will kill every dream that you have. And because of it being a serial killer, you don't even see it, because you don't want to see it. You don't even smell the curiosity, not curiosity, but you don't even smell the complacency of it, because you refuse to tell yourself that it exists. And when you understand that, and you stop researching, you stop reading, you stop studying, you stop acknowledging that you have to have the course correction, and you stop dreaming, because you will become. Now, I want you to remember this. When you actually understand how your complacency can destroy the dream, you will only get as far as your habits allow you to get. You will only get as far as your habits will allow you to get. You will only become what your habits will allow you to become. You will only allow the things that your character will allow you to be and to see. And when you understand that, you have to ensure that you continue to dream, because complacency will put you in a position to kill to where you are no longer dreaming. And when you understand that, when you're, remember when you was full of dreams and you were full of vision, it felt good, everything about you. You were studying, you were going to classes, you were going online, you were reading, you were telling people about it. But when you lost your way and you become complacent, you stop speaking it into existence. You even stop tackling the task that was thrown your way. You was ready, right? You was ready to do all of this stuff. Anything somebody threw your way, I got it. Hey, what you need? Don't worry about it. I got it. I've already taken care of it. See, I'm good. And now you got so good that you forgot. You forgot where you came from. You stopped receiving the vision. You stopped tapping in to the dream. You no longer have that daily grind because the dream has died. That's complacency. That's how complacency can kill the dream. Don't allow yourself to be robbed of your next vision, or don't allow yourself to be robbed of the most greatest insight that you can ever have, which is the sight within. The how do you see yourself, the how and the development of the things that you know that you have within inside of you is no longer a concern how other people around me may see me, but I need to see me for me. You can't be complacent because you've got there on purpose. And I want you to understand this. Your purpose was given to you on purpose. Don't squander it. Don't inefficiently use it. Don't waste it. Because the same way you got there when you fell down is the same way that you can get up and get back there. Because success will always leave breadcrumbs. Because the things that you're looking for, you can research it because sometimes it was already done. Those are the small little breadcrumbs that you can say, oh, okay, I know how to, oh, I remember that. Oh, yep, this is how I got there. Oh, all right, bet. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this. All right, tomorrow at 3:00, I'm going to take care of this. All right, Wednesday at this time, I'm going to take care of this. Because those are breadcrumbs. Those are the things that you remember that got you to that point. And remember, your habits will only allow you to become what you want to become. So I see you tomorrow, 7:30, here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. And I thank you and I appreciate you. I think I already got what I'm talking about tomorrow. But y'all be blessed. Peace.